Hello, everybody. It's the Meista, your favorite beer drinking heavy metal buddy. I'm super excited today. I am chatting with the legendary Siki Spacek of Black Death, and then, of course, Black Death Resurrected. I'm thrilled to be chatting with you today, Siki. Thank you so much for joining me.
Okay. Had to do a little traditional witch's cackle and stuff.
Nice.
So everybody will know that it's legitimately me, even though I didn't shave and shit. You know, I saw your beard and I said, well, okay, we'll do a beard and shit today.
All right.
How you doing, mate?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
Just peachy king, you could say.
Nice. So what have you been up to this past year and a half, this crazy time that we're living in? You know, what's been going on with Siki and the band?
Now there's a tale that wants to be told. Pardon me while I grab a mug of coffee. Take another slurp. Oh, mate, you got beer? I don't even have my beer here yet. They were supposed to go and got my beer and shit. I didn't go myself because I didn't want to get back too late and miss the interview. But anyways and stuff, that's okay. You can have a sip for me. I'll drink coffee for you.
Yeah. Cheers.
Don't forget to stick your pinky finger out.
Oh,
Okay.
yep. There you go. Nice.
Okay, here we go. All right, what happened last year, ever since the dreaded COVID. Yeah, right. Anyways, ever since this quarantine thing had happened, it happened at the wrong time, an inopportune time, you could say, because my manager, Dennis Dredd of Weird War Records, he had released what was it to be the final chapter about the legacy of the classic Black Death era from the 70s up to the late 80s, you know, up until 88. When hark! Is that a car engine I hear? Is that a vehicle in need of a muffler? Is that the chariot that's going to go get my beer? Yes, it is. Okay, so anyways, back to the ranch. He released a triple disc. It's a triple. What is I calling it? Like an anthology deal and stuff. You know, it looks a little something like this.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Right and shit. Oh, by the way, I was the first heavy metal guitar player and stuff. I took that picture in 1977, and there was no hair metal band out there. Hey, where'd everybody go?
Are you there?
Yeah, I see you.
Okay.
Oh, the picture got small. Oh, I see what happened. I think I accidentally, yeah. That little circle with your face from the messenger icon so you can get the messenger real quick. Yeah, let me just get that out the way. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Cool. So anyhow, so he released this, and there goes Vinny.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, damn, I miss Vinny. The band is like kind of been somewhat limbo-like, a limbo type of state, you know, not really standing still, but, you know, getting over the shock of the loss.
Right.
And because Vinny played a big role in Black Death, you know, and it's hard to like replace where one person handled a variety of things and stuff, not just musically performing, but on the office level side, you know,
right,
the business side, with it's kind of like a vacuum line trying to fill that space. But most importantly, before we can even deal with that, was the quest of getting some more members, you know, infusing the band with some new members and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and I've always been about the band and the music and stuff. But people, they say, well, okay, well, keep it all dark. You know, people like want to keep it all black. This is Black Death. It's got to be all black, okay? You know, at least dark. You know what I mean?
Right.
So with me, I don't give a fuck. If you could play my fucking songs and you get it, we got a bond and a groove, just like Christopher Stoley and Captain Jeremy Kersick will tell you and stuff, you know, proud members of Black Death and Black Death Resurrected. Okay, that it ain't about the fucking skin color. But I guess it's like people want to see Kiss with the makeup on, right?
Yeah. I guess so. I mean,
yeah. So I get it. You know, where people would like to see that, and if it happened that way, it would be nice. But the band never started out in the beginning trying to be like that.
Right. Yeah.
We just wanted to be the first heavy metal band out in Cleveland, which we accomplished that. You know, possibly Ohio at that time, 1977, with no local heavy metal bands.
Right.
Sorry. Yeah. But anyways, so last year, after this was released, he rented this venue in Portland, Oregon, because that's where he resides. And we were gonna fly there last year. And it was Jamie Anthony, the blast from fucking Midnight. They were gonna back me up, you know, so I could do a Black Death set for, you know, some of the fans, you know, out there on the West Coast, you know, they're Portland and shit.
Nice.
But then COVID-19 happened, and yeah, you know, as a matter of fact, January 19th, I believe it was, we just did our last show. That was the last show Black Death Resurrected did. January 19th of last year. And that was supposed to usually at the Maple Grove Tavern. We were doing an annual Iron Messiah Happy Birthday concert show deal. Okay, we were unable to do it in 2019 December because, you know, some other act, you know, more of a headlining act had booked that date and stuff.
Gotcha.
So we agreed we'll make it up in the next month, which was January 19th, and which we did. Just got to show me that beer, now don't you?
All right.
Okay, that's all right. Go ahead.
I'm drinking it for Vinny.
Okay. I'll be drinking mine shortly. This will be mine. Okay. So anyhow, this shit. So the COVID-19 thing came out, and that kind of crushed that, you know, with the quarantine and everything locked down like it was, you know. And in the meantime and stuff, you know, well, travel, everything was limited, you know, and it really kind of put the squelch on trying to hook up with any new members and stuff,
Right.
which I was fortunate enough to have done. There's a couple, I have to mention these lads. A couple of my friends, my mates, my brothers in the band called Fistula. Mr. Bob Branca and Corey Bing and stuff on drums and stuff. And they're going to be assisting me in recording some tracks for the next new Black Death record.
Oh,
you
cool.
know, I mean, we hit it off, man. You know, and the funny thing, I like how we met, Corey and them, they used to come out to some of the shows at the Maple Grove Tavern and a few other spots. But usually I do those little live practice bits on Facebook where I, you know, play live, mistakes and all. That's right. Come on, Helena, you can see the Iron Messiah, mistakes and all. And you know, because sometimes you come up with when you're practicing, or I know I do when I'm practicing and I'm here by myself, much less jamming with the fellas, you come up with some pretty cool ideas, some cool sounding ideas.
Right.
Okay. But it gets lost to posterity because you don't record them.
Yeah.
Right. And then I'm such a what would you call it? No, I'm not a narcissist, but I do like attention. And we had did a show since January 19th. So getting on Facebook was like doing my little quarantine concert bit, like all the other big stars were and shit. You know, yeah. Did you hear what the motherfucker sounded like? Woo wee! God damn, you take the Hollywood polished musical machine off of them and put them on equal footing with the shit that we use locally in the clubs. They don't really sound that hot now, do they?
Right.
They sound just pretty, pretty ordinary stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, can't use your tape machine, can you? Okay. Can't lip sync that one now, can you, honey? Okay. But I mean, I don't know why people didn't figure it. Of course, they're lip syncing. Who can do all that gymnastic routine like these chicks be doing, running around in their little semi-butt naked Illuminati costumes and shit, you know, at the Super Bowl and all these award presentations and shit, and they're just blatantly putting it in our faces. Now you're gonna tell me after all that running around and stuff, she gonna still be able to sing that song breathlessly, like she was in the studio? Get the fucking bloody hell out of here, right? That's fucking bullshit. So anyway, back to our deal. So Corey got in contact with me, called me, and we set up a date. They came on over. We hit it off right off the bat before we even went and picked up any instruments and stuff. And I was said, yeah, that's a good sign. It's like you can like feel the energy, the vibe. It felt like the way it feels before you get ready to go out on stage.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Very cool.
And
so that sounds like, so you've got, it sounds, you said you've got new material in the works. It sounds like you're working on a new album or
oh yes, the new album.
Yeah. Yes. About that.
The mythical, long-awaited, which was originally supposed to have been the name of Black Death's second album. And that is, I can hold it sideways. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was supposed to have been the long-awaited second album of Black Death, and it was supposed to have been called Breaking the Chains of Hell. You know, we had it at the same time. I wrote this song about the same time I wrote the songs for the first record. Oh, okay. You know, and a lot of the songs didn't make to the first record, basically because the length, how long some of the songs were, you know. And but anyways, so they were good songs, so we're gonna use them for the next record and stuff. And me, I always liked the bands that, like, you know, when they had a song to go with the album title, right? You know, Painkiller. He is the pain. Okay. I can't hit the high note like that, like Rob no more. Okay. I'm lucky if I could do King Diamond if my life depended on it.
There you go.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
I love it.
But if I try to do Rob, dog, you like that? Oh no, that's Ripper. But anyways. No, that's all right. I prefer Jimi Hendrix anyway. All right, mice. The ice is wise. But anyways, I'm working on my comedy act too.
I like it. I think you've got a future there, man.
Yeah, it's getting tight there for a minute. So anyhow, this stuff, we went up and jammed. It was great and stuff. So we did a few songs, a couple of songs that we were going to put on the next record. Or was it one? We used one song. That's right. That's going to be on the next record called Red Dragon. It's we recorded 3 songs for the compilation. It was an updated version of Fear No Evil. Our Father who art in heaven. Yeah. I was able to put the machine on the vocals to give it that more epic opera sound. Our Father, you know, like Hercules. Hear the trumpet. Woo! It sounded great either way it goes. And and what was the other song? It might have been Streetwalker or something.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Oh no, it might have been Streetwalker. or it could have been another one of the songs from the next record. Anyway, it's on some compilation record, you know, and so we did that, and they had some other prior musical things that they had, projects that they already had in the works before we decided to get together, and they had to get that out of the way, you know, recording another Fistula album, and they were also doing some projects with some other musical friends of theirs, you know, with other bands, you know, helping them out. So we're getting together next weekend, to sit down and strategize and plot our next course of action insofar as where we go in the studio, which is our practice spot, and get back to working on the next three, taking them three at a time. I want to rush this record like the last two were, you know, where Bill Peters, you get a call from Bill Peters, hey, see, you're going to the studio in 3 weeks, write an album.
Wow.
Okay. Sorry, Sad Wings of Destiny songs. We can only play one of you now because we got to write some songs and shit.
Right.
Okay. And so that's when we started playing more and more and more original stuff. So, anyhow, and it got rushed out there, you know, and, but I take fault for the final, how it sounded, the final product of it. I wasn't there when they were doing the mastering. I wasn't there when they were doing the mixing to tell them because you could barely hear Phil's drums should have been more up. And there's a couple other little issues and stuff, you know. But I was involved with a woman then at that time. And you know how that first time is and shit. You're a pussy whip. No, I'm not. I'll show. Yeah, right. She left. Oh no, she left me, baby. Hey, we gotta go to the studio and shit. No, I want to go chase some pussy. I won't never made that mistake again. Right. Nothing comes before the music. Yeah. Woo, that tasted good and shit. Okay. So after that, so all last year, now Titus, he had also went the drummer for Resurrected. Yeah. He went and started his own little side project with some of his Filipino friends, you know, and matter of fact, they just recently did a couple of gigs like last week and stuff. You know, made $700 in one fucking gig. Holy shit. In this climate? Where is this legendary club at? Yeah. Can your Filipino brother play bass?
Right.
Let's get $700. Okay.
I love it. Right.
So anyhow, you know, he was occupied doing that. And then and I was also, while Corey and Bob were doing their thing, getting their affairs together, I was hooked up with another bandmate of mine from Not of This Earth that I used to play with, you know, Captain Rod Pyle, and out in Strongsville. And, you know, he and we would hook up and we go over and mesh some ideas and stuff. You know, we couldn't, and the same problem was having with Black Death, he and I were having over there at his house, trying to get people to come over and just jam with us. And he's got the recording studio in the basement too. So as it stands now, I guess I'll be experimenting, recording the bass and the guitars, and I guess I have to do an Ingwe Jimmy thing, or Jimmy Ingwe. Okay. Where they played all the instruments. Oh, Prince. Yeah, right. Yeah, I can't play drums though. I don't have that type of rhythm. Okay. Nice. Yeah. I'm barely finger tapping right.
And and when are you planning on starting recording?
Well, see, that's what. Okay, now that's not really a loaded question, but it's got two different answers and stuff. Okay. Both recording situations are Black Death related, or maybe one. The one I'm doing with me and Rod are doing out in Strongsville. It might be the time where I might just do a solo thing, like, instrumentals, where I can maybe go a little in a further direction than, my heavy metal boundaries, so to speak, right. Where I can get psychedelic and shit.
Cool.
Yeah, because last year, not only was I going through that, I bought all this goddamn equipment right there and shit. Oh, it's right there. Fuck that. And I got my fucking Floyd Roses on all of my guitars. Well, not all of them, but on my two Cadillacs. And I got my trusty black Flying V. Yes, him, my Michael Schenker V. Okay, all right.
Right on.
Oh, I love Jimi Hendrix, but I love Michael Schenker. Such feelings, such. But anyways, and your Yuli Roth.
Oh.
And Gary Moore.
Yeah.
Gary Moore. And Stevie Ray Vaughan too. So anyways, whenever we're riding, whenever I can get back around over there, probably hopefully and it depends on how the schedule that me and Corey and Bob set up to start recording the Black Death stuff.
Cool.
Okay. Right.
Cool.
Right. And then me and Rod can work our schedule around that.
Nice.
So I'll say this is July, just started up. And it was around about this time we said we were going to get back up together to start this. I'm working on the Black Death material. So I could say probably sometime by the end of this month, definitely by the first weekend in August.
Nice.
Yeah. And they'll be tuned in to listen too. So, well, hell, I'll have the date by then and stuff. If I get it by then, I'll call you. Maybe you can edit it in there. Hatch it in at the end.
I love it. That'd be great.
Yeah. So that was all. And then we were gonna play this October in Seattle, and that got canceled. I think it was Seattle or Portland again. But anyways, that had to get canceled or put on hold for this year because of shit. We don't have the full band yet.
Right.
Now Corey and Bob, they're assisting me on the recording the record, but and they might be available for a few limited live performances and stuff, but it wouldn't be your run-of-the-mill, hey, let's go down to open night mic and play type of deals. Nah.
Yeah.
It has to be a show, legitimate show. So, but in the meantime, that's something musically to do, and while this is all going on, still trying to find some other members to play in the band, for the live shows and stuff, And speaking of that, because the live shows, not looking to go play out and do a lot of crazy stuff like you used to do before, just a few select shows,
right.
And yeah, 63 years old. Fuck, I want to beat Lemmy's record. Yeah. Okay. Oh, did I say Lemmy? I meant to say Blimmy. Blimmy Hendrix. Well, she's walking through the clouds with a circus line that's bloody wild. Zebras and moonbeams. Must have been pretty good acid. But anyways.
Yeah, I think so. I wanted to ask you, take me back to when you were young. How did you first get started in music? What was kind of the impetus of you becoming a musician?
Oh, it starts back at birth in the crib. We always had this image of the guitar in my, my head, like I close my eyes, like I'm closing it now, and it's a guitar there, okay? And as far as the music of the guitar, my mom she's a big blues lover and blues guitar lover. And she had a lot of B.B. King.
Nice.
His stuff, well, I don't know your name. Some shit like that. Thrill is gone away, we're good. Well, the thrill is gone. You gotta put that in there. Then they know it's legit.
Right.
So between that, but the first I saw Elvis.
Oh wow.
Remember he did his combat thing and he had the black leather face suit on in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
He was just came back from the service. He wanted to come back hard and shit, and he played guitar. He was playing guitar. And I saw him with the all black leather outfit on, standing there. He had the guitar. I said, that's what I see in my head. Because I was like trying to describe it to my grandparents or friends, what I'm seeing in my head and shit. And he thought that was difficult. The music that I was hearing in my head was, it wasn't until my friend Charlie Peterson, he's, thank you for your service, Charlie. And he's a retired, San Diego deputy sheriff or something like that. Oh. But anyways, yeah. And ex-Marine. Okay. Simple fire, Charlie. But anyways and shit. He had this album, Master Reality by Black Sabbath. Because they kept trying to play different rock bands for me that like to see if match with what I'm hearing in my head. Grand Funk Live, kick-ass band, kick-ass album. But no, the guitar sound thin as fuck. Nope, sorry. Nope, it ain't Led Zeppelin, sorry. And then, soon as I heard Children of the Grave, that first cut on motherfucking Master Reality, I motherfucking went nuts. You'd have thought the Browns won the Super Bowl back in the day and stuff, and I was there too. But anyways and stuff, I'm like, that's it. That's what I've been hearing in my head. This is what I'm trying to tell you I was in. Because that distorted guitar sound, that smooth, creamy, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I heard him before I heard Hendrix.
Really?
Tony Iommi, Black Sabbath, yeah. My friend Squeaky, Frank Powell, and another, he's the first one to turn me on to Hendrix. And then another friend of mine, Lamar Jordan, well, he turned me on to the Scorpions. Yeah, he turned me on to the Scorpions. In Trance. Yeah. The fucking the import version.
Oh yeah.
You see the chick's tit hanging there, and she's standing over his strap, and she got that classic blonde, the Black Widow haircut, where the bang comes a little across her forehead, almost covering a part of her eye as she pouts her lips, and in such a way as to look sensual and enticing, as she has her head slightly leaned back and stuff, like she was in the throes of ecstasy with that whammy bar between her legs that she was gripping so tightly. Yeah. But anyways, so after I heard Sabbath, I wanted to hear more because that was the sound. And then because let's see, that was about 1973, I believe. It's about 72 or 73 when I heard that, yeah. Because I was still, I think, 73 going to 74. I think it was more like that. Yeah. because when I first picked up the guitar to want to try to play it, I couldn't. I didn't realize you just can't pick it up and play it. You have to like put in the work, you know, because my hands was cramping and my fingers. I was like, ow, ow, ooh, you know, and I set it down. And then, but I'm not a quitter. So I came back to it because I said, hey, wait a minute. Once I graduate, it's only 3 more years of high school, and then I'm out on the streets. Out on the streets, I'm on my own in this wasteland. Teenage wasteland, you know. So I said, I better learn how to play the guitar real quick. So, and then it got easier after, you know, I heard Sabbath.
Right.
And then, and my friend Squeaky turned me on to fucking Jimi Hendrix. We went and saw him. You know, they had the midnight, what is that, the grog shop, the Heights Theater.
Oh, okay.
It's the Heights Theater here in Cleveland, and on Euclid Broadway, Euclid Avenue, whatever they call it. Anyhow, they would show Woodstock, Berkeley, you know, Hendrix movies. You know, this is way back in the days of Jan and Yor. Even the TVs back then had tubes, like an amp.
Yeah.
If you didn't see that orange glow in the back, your TV wasn't working.
Right.
You know, there were no cell phones then, rotaries. So anyways, because see, what I wanted to do way long before an Ingrid Malmsteen came out, or even long before I even heard of Uli Roth, when I wanted to, because I liked the classical music, like before I heard the Sabbath, you know, I would listen to like the music of a lot of those shows in the 60s, those TV series, television series. They were like kind of that jazz. It was like strongly jazz influence. And it was that real, I call it weird jazz, you know, that. You know,
right.
Shit like Peter Gunn.
Yeah.
Peter Gunn was a good one. Perry Mason, which I gotta say has got to be between that and Peter Gunn, that's got to be the most heaviest bass line. Boom, 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 boom. No, what is Perry Mason? Boom, 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 boom. Da da dum, da da dum. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, that's high as I can go. Where's my beer? I feel like I'm stranded on a beerless wasteland. Okay. So I wanted to do, and you know, and I loved classical music and the blues. And then I grew up watching those musicals because my grandmother and grandfather, they would watch that shit. You know, I said, I'm gonna fuck you. I'm like fucking tap dance. You see how big I am? What the fuck I look like? You know, and I'm like, fuck that. It didn't look manly enough to me. Yeah, like Batman or Conan is gonna be tap dancing their way through a fight. Get me the fuck out of here. Okay. So anyways, you know, I wanted to, you know, orchestration. You know, that's why when I heard that, a lot of that in some of the Michael Schenker stuff, but really when the Scorpions with the Uli Roth era, you know, you know, and like how his arrangements, you know, were, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Blended it in. And Ingrid is a good guitar player too, and blows to that oak and stuff, you know, but you know, for me, if it doesn't fit like a part of the song, I'm not just gonna put it in there just to do it. You know, like the solos, everybody. What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
It sounds good on certain parts. Okay, but compare that to a lick like Purple Haze, the opening lick to that, you know. Okay. You hearing something, you're like, hey, I can whistle to that. Okay, I can't whistle. But anyway, for those who know how to whistle, they can whistle that little riff.
Yeah.
Okay. But can you whistle or hum to a fucking arpeggio?
Yeah.
Your lips won't move that fast. You have to do this.
Yeah. I love it.
So, but then, because I learned how to play the guitar reading books first to get the foundation, learn the instrument, the mechanics of it, the basics. And then started listening to fellas like, the aforementioned bands, Yuli, Shanker, Jimmy, and Naomi, and I had to go back as far as Sabbath goes, because after I bought Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and then I wasn't crazy about it because it had that song "Killing Yourself to Live" that they did on California Jam. Anyways, I like, oh fuck this, because I wanted that. What I heard on Masters of Reality, the first Black Sabbath album, the Trinity and War Pigs, those three, yeah, that was a Sabbath sound. And I'll even kick in Snowblind, but I have, as time goes past, and then I get to hearing these songs on Pandora, and I'm like, holy shit, where the fuck did this song come from? I never heard this album before, or blah blah blah. And then I'm like, wait a minute, because the last fucking money I wasted on a Sabbath album, that Technical Ecstasy shit, right before Ozzy left, I said, that's it, I'm through. And then out came Dio with Sabbath, and I'm back. I guess I'm not quite so through.
Yeah.
And then even with Dio, I just fucking found out about the album called Dehumanizer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, how can I not have heard this? Because this shit was darker than the first two Dio did with Sabbath. Yeah. I mean, it was dark. I mean, I am Legion, I am one. The first to arrive. And I love him because he sings in that type of operatic type of, that medieval. Okay. You got to twist your lips the right way if you want.
Right, yeah. You're pretty good.
Yeah. Look at his videos. He twists his lips. Okay. One cold day in hell, the master told a story. Okay, it kind of broke up there at the end. Oh. I got a cold in the summertime because I sleep under my air conditioner.
Oh, no.
I can't stand this heat. Where the gray cast cloudy skies and the polar nights bring to me the season of metal. Yeah. And Cleveland Browns football. So moving along. So I did and then Kiss. Yeah. The first song I learned how to play on guitar, I believe it was Children of the Grave.
Oh, nice.
And it was either that or Hey Joe by Jimi Hendrix. One of those two, And this was back in high school, 1974. And they had a rock concert. And our band, me and my friend Darnell Prater, who played bass, he's no longer with us. And we were the only rock part of the rock concert and stuff, And it freaked out the everybody, the fucking principal, the administration and shit,
Oh, I can't. I lost your sound.
Okay.
Oh, there you
It
go.
was my nephew trying to. Yeah. Okay. So where was I? I digress. No, seriously, where'd I leave off?
You were talking about, the last thing I heard was you said the principal and the administration.
Oh yeah, right, at school, right. This is when we auditioned for the rock concert thing. And the track team used to, because we didn't have a track field, and they used to practicing running laps around the school in the halls and stuff. And we were on stage playing, and we hit Children of the Grave, you know, and in the auditorium, and I just got the fuzz box, a little cheapy black fuzz box. It looked like a wedge of cheese with a silver button on it and stuff.
Right.
You knew it was cheap because that's the way the guitar effects looked back in those days. It had no name on it, so you didn't know who was guilty of making the motherfucker. Okay. So anyhow, the sound, it was like concert, like, whoa, you know, and it was cool. But we never got a chance when it came the day to do the actual concert. Then they're gonna tell us we couldn't play. Because when we auditioned the track team, they stopped practicing. They came in auditorium. People was leaving study hall and all this other shit and coming down here looking at us while we were on there playing and shit, you know. And I tried to do my best Jimmy doing Hey Joe. Hey Joe, hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand? Woo!
That's pretty good.
Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your, you know, yeah. Relax, he's still dead. Nah, Jimmy. But anyways, my rival. But anyways, oh hell yeah, what the fuck is shit? See, guitar players, we're all like roaming like samurais and kung fu masters and shit, roaming the countryside, challenging each other and shit, you know, two duels and shit. You know, somebody finger taps like Eddie Van Halen, somebody rips like fucking anyway and shit. Okay. And then the motherfucker comes and does eruption on the motherfucker. Okay, there we are, pay heels. So, but anyways, it's sort of like that. You know, it's like gunslingers, gunfighters. You know, like the beginning of Gunsmoke. But see, even that, those shows, that's what I meant. Those shows back there. Remember, there was a lot of these shows just 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
So they had to pack a lot in there. And a lot of the melodic lines they used for the intros, for the theme songs for these shows, you know, they put them together quite, you know, like, dun, 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 you know, you know, dun, dun, dun. Okay, now if you put it instead of dun, dun, dun with horns, you give a bloke like me a guitar and stuff, must be a Dean Cadillac, and with the Michael Schenker pickups, and a Marshall built by Curran Murphy from Curran Murphy's audio mutations, something like that. Okay, I'm gonna give him a plug. What the fuck? He hooked me up. He did my guitars too. But anyway, seriously. Woo! You put a guitar playing that sound. You know, sort of like how like the new metal that they have now, where they tune down so low and they had these 8-string and 9-string guitars and shit, you know. When they had the 7-string, I was like, yeah, okay, maybe, okay, you know, that's okay. And one main reason I wasn't too crazy about him, because my bass player, Bim, he's got a couple of 5-string bass, right? And I play with other 5-string playing bass players. And the motherfucking bloody motherfuckers, they miss the E string and hit the top string. Because they think that's the no, motherfucker, you out of key. You got a 5 string. Okay. Hell no, Lee, hell no. Okay. But anyways, and shit. Still working on my comedy act, folks. Calm down. We're just having fun. Okay. And so anyhow and shit, the music, so that era music and like the Green Hornet, the theme music behind the Green Hornet, that kind of like they could type of jazz, anytime you hear them on the cymbals doing then they had a little like the horns. Then there go Bruce Lee and shit. Then the other guy and shit with the hat. Okay, he looked cool too. And you notice he had a long coat too, like the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Even though it was a London fog. I saw the tag.
Nice.
Okay, I made that up, but I'm sure there's somebody on YouTube who's real good at that shit. Matter of fact, it's a member of my crack Siberian security SWAT team, cybersecurity SWAT team. That's a little character group for this idea for a show that I have, and it's called Our Intrepid Hero. Oh. Right? Instead of saying it's me, I just say our.
Right.
Try to talk in the third person, right? Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So if shit goes soft, they can't point at me. I was just narrating the shit. Look, it said R. I didn't say it was me. Yeah. Hero. Okay. Everybody should know I am. Okay. I don't have to say it, so I say R. Yeah. Okay. Because I'm my own intrepid hero too. What the fuck am I gonna do this day? Okay. But anyways, just like Paul Mandrake, Mac Player, Pussy Galore, Naked Tony. Oh, I had an idea of a character like Batman, but it would be a twisted version, like the urban, like back in the day, the Crumb comics, and the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers and shit like that. Okay, well, this would be, okay, you got to use your imagination. Okay. And close your eyes and imagine this. You're looking at Christian Bale Batman with the long ears, right?
Yeah.
With the long ears and the cows. Now, what if he was, instead of Batman, Crackman? 2 glass stems on the side of his head instead of pointy ears. So he got 2 glass stems on either side of his head, pointing. Okay. On his chest, instead of a bat, he's got a crack pipe in a circle. Now, Batman had the boy wonder. So who would be Crackman's sidekick? Chore Boy. The copper shit. Yeah. Instead of him having a batarang, they would have him and Chore Boy would have a ball of chore. They'll pull a strand off and they'll throw the ball at the fucking fleeing suspects. And then when it hits them around, like a bolo. He throws a ball of Chore Boy at him and then he lets go his end and it wraps around their foot like ankles like a bolo and shit. Right. So their feet will be like in a ball of Chore Boy and shit. Right. Copper, I must say. Okay. Nice. Now, who would be some of, let's see, Batman had the Joker and he had the Riddler. So who would Crackman's adversaries be? The notorious straight shooter. And instead of Catwoman, he would have Strawberry.
Strawberry.
Right? Strawberry, yeah, that's a, hey, dude, I don't get it either. What the fuck does a strawberry have to do with a chick? Selling pussy. I don't get it. Okay, where does the fruit? I mean, there's no strawberries involved at all. But it is a cute name.
Yeah,
It's better than saying cunt, right? Okay.
yeah.
Anyways. Oh shit, we just got censored.
Oh, I just lost your sound. I can't hear you.
You still there, man?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Okay, all right.
I lost you.
Let me that's my nephew. Okay, unfortunately. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, now got that over. Let's go back over, shall we? Wait a minute. Okay, almost. Hey, I just saw you for a minute. He flipped in and then he blipped out. Oh no, the modern technology. Oh, there you go. I see. Didn't take long. Because nobody's getting my last blunt. But I can't like the motherfucker because they didn't bring my beer yet. You see the sweat pouring down my face?
Yeah, it's hot. It's
hot. Yeah. Sorry, mate. I hope you packed a lunch. I ain't been on stage in quite a while, as you can tell.
Great.
I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Having fun yet?
Yeah, this is great.
Oh, and thank you for allowing me to just riff off.
Yeah, this is awesome. So tell me about those. Tell me about those early days of Black Death. How did the band form? Kind of how did you get in? How did you meet all these guys? How did you convince them to play metal? Were they also into metal, or was it, from what I've heard in the past, what I've read in the past from interviews with you is that, you were kind of the instrument of that. They were not necessarily metal guy. I mean, they were all musicians, but you're kind of the guy that turned them on to like Judas Priest and, some of that new wave of British heavy metal stuff. Yeah. Scorpions. Yeah. So kind of how did that all come about?
How did it all come about?
Yeah.
Let me take a moment to get my cup of coffee, and we'll pretend like we're at some fucking museum and I'm giving a lecture and shit. Coffee table lecture. As I hold my cup of coffee and you hold your beer, and as I try to look pensively in thought as I try to recollect. Okay. Woo. Oh yeah. By the way, holy shit. Holy shit. Oh, wait a minute, man. Where the fuck is my... I had a box of Black Death... Oh, here it is. No, really. See? Death coffee.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
My sister found it. Okay. Actually, it's Death Wish. This is the most highly caffeinated coffee in the world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, where it says caffeine, it's got the skull and crossbones like the poison symbol on a fucking bleach bottle or some shit.
All right.
Yeah. I can't, I'd like to see one of them little teacup slurping motherfucking, what do they call them, little tiny coffees, espressos. Right. Yeah, I like to see them do espresso of this shit. Buzz their goddamn hearts and shit. Yeah, because I have to take a little pack. I just take the spoon, get a little bit, put it out there and shit, and right, because I'm 63. I'm taking no chances. Hell, when I burp, I got a fart and shit. I'm thinking I'm having a heart attack. I'm like, oh no, is this the one? Is this it? Yeah. Oh, I feel better. Okay. And then when it does feel like that, I said, I'll just hold my breath and try to tighten up like the wrestlers or something and shit. Right. Like the Hulk. I'll force that heart attack back. One time I did, I almost shit on myself. But anyways. Fortunately, I was on the toilet already, so there was no mess to be had.
Yeah.
So anyways, I met these blokes. It was back in 1977. I was in high school. Well, I can never forget it. It was about April or March. And they kicked me out of John Hay High School, right? Because and their reasoning for that was they said that I was too much of an influence on the students, you know, charisma or whatever. I come to find out later that's what the, charisma. Very charismatic. At the time, I didn't know and shit. I thought people just wanted to be around me because I had on 5-inch heel black platform shoes like Kiss. And I used to carry my guitar to school too sometimes and shit, Yeah. Oh, and I had the bell bottoms. Why don't they bring the bell bottoms back for men? Okay. And those shiny disco jackets. Okay. With the fake satin look. But see, the thing about this charisma thing, you have no control over the types of people and characters you attract or who will become attracted to you. So it was some of the scoundrels or unsavory elements in school, because I had a martial art. It was supposed to be a martial arts club. Then it turned into a martial art gang and shit. Because, people started coming and joining, we would spar. I whoop everybody's ass, and then they want to join the band. Okay. Right. And one guy got me once. I'm not gonna stand here and say like I never got. I just got once. Guy hit me in my solar plexus, knocked all the wind out of me and shit. Me standing there trying to be like Bolo and Enter the Dragon. Puffed up on my previous victories, and I went down like Tyson. Oh, wait. I can't breathe. Wait. He could have fucked me up. He took the time, but we were like, it was in fun. It was like we weren't fighting each other. We were like testing our skills and techniques against each other.
Right.
And I know all of those guys kind of felt bad because they actually spent money to learn this shit and had teachers and shit. And here I am, a bloke that just went to the Scrumpy Dumps and saw the shit on the fucking movies. And then I bought a book too. You can learn a lot of shit playing a book, learn how to play guitar, and you can learn how to fight too. Okay. So it only cost me a fraction of what they spent a month for their lessons or for one lesson. I got a book which covered all their lessons and shit, and then not to mention me religiously going to the Scrump every weekend and shit to watch the latest Kung Fu and shit. Oh, geez, if we had technology like this when we were coming up, man, when you and I was in school, can you imagine the implications of that? Oh, all of this shit would already happen. And we'd be post-Corona 2023 or whatever the fuck. So anyways, and people, started joining around, and, we have fun and, tell jokes. But some of the wrong, like I said, the unsavory, the unruly kids, the ones always get in trouble with the principal, they say, hey, Ludemeyer, get over here. What are you up to now? Okay. All right. Yeah, there was a kid that went to our school called Liedermeyer. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I just made him up.
Yeah.
I was going to say Studemeyer, but should have meant to say. When you're in my world, suspend all beliefs. Okay, so they got me kicked out. And the funny thing was, it was a couple of times before they kicked me out that my friend Squeaky, once again, Squeaky Oil, Frank Powell, he was responsible for hooking me up with Phil and Greg Hicks you know, the other guys for Black Death. So you can say Squeaky Frank Powell, he's the one that got Black Death together. You know, he knew I played because he played guitar too. Matter of fact, he was the best guitar player that I played with, where we were like and so in sync with each other, you know, where it wouldn't matter if one of us in the middle of a jam we were doing would switch and go to another key or change the beat, the other one would follow immediately right behind him and wouldn't miss a beat, you know, and it sounded like it was all part of the song. I miss him much, you know. And then there's Vinny, okay? And then I would say Vinny.
Yeah.
But Vinny and I, we had a different bond than me and Squeak and shit, you know. So anyways, Greg Hicks, okay, Herbie is a guy, he was the first bass player of Black Death, Herbie Stewart, okay? And he was already playing with Phil, and they needed another guitar player because Greg was the only guitar player, and they needed a guitar player. I'm not throwing shots at nobody, okay?
Right.
Yeah, right. Okay, all right. Busted. Okay. Okay. But that's what he said, okay. So they was gonna take Squeak. Squeak went down there and Squeak was like, because of Phil, the drummer, he was saying, because Squeaky was telling me, you ought to get a band, Siki, you need a band. Okay, and he said, man, you ought to hook up with these guys and stuff. The drummers, you know, drummer, I know y'all can get off and stuff. And with Herbie and stuff. But see, Herbie didn't stay in the band long because see, a lot of other people recognized my big personality before I was aware of it. Okay, because Herbie was a big personality, you know, ego and, you know, persona and wanted to be the front man. And he knew his persona up against mine in the band, what, you know, where he wouldn't be able to call the shots, or I want to say call the shots, but like he would get overshadowed in some kind of way. I don't know how the fuck, you know. Kiss is a prime example of that's bullshit, because it takes all, you say Kiss, you think of all four motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the real Ace Frehley and the real Peter Criss,
Yeah.
not the motherfucking clones and shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So anyhow and stuff, long story short, the day I get kicked out of school, I finally, Greg Hicks, he had this Trans Am, two-door Trans Am, and he used to bring his amp. He had a Fender. He didn't have no Marshalls. He had a Fender Twin or something. And he had his guitar, you know, one of those B.B. King guitars.
Yeah.
Like Ted Nugent. Yeah. Okay. The thrill is gone. Okay. One of them type of guitars. But and so he was able to squeeze me and Squeaky in there. And would Herbie get in there too? Yeah, me, Squeaky, and Herbie was in the back because he put his amp in the trunk. He was able to get it in the trunk. And Greg Hicks and Little Greg, they rode in the front, yeah. So anyway, long story short, we get over there to his house, over to Phil's house on East 126, right? And I'm standing at the door, right? In the driveway, you know, because I'm hyped up, you know. Just got kicked out of school and shit. They wanted me to transfer. I could transfer to any other Cleveland metropolitan school, but you know, that, oh, I've got my loyalty to this school. You know, that bullshit. You know, I should have went to another school and broaden your horizons and shit, you know. What fucking part of the boldly go forth where no man has went before? And you claim you like Star Trek, you know. Okay. When you do those epic voices, you got to add the hand gestures, yes, like you pointing.
Right.
Yeah. The only thing, yeah. The only thing missing in the back is the angelic choir. So we're standing outside the door. I'm ringing the bell and stuff and knock it. And I'm like feeling this energy. I'm like, damn and shit, man. I feel something. This is gonna be, I'm excited, it was like palpable to me. And when we thought it was him opening the door, it turned out it wasn't Phil. It was his old lady and stuff. And her eyes and my eyes clicked. And from that day, that's when we both knew, because we found out that later when her and Phil broke up and she and I got together and we was talking about the first time we noticed each other. And it was the first time I came there to meet Phil and them to play in Black Death. But it wasn't called Black Death then. I told him Black Diamond. I was trying, because see, it had to be Black something, because Black Sabbath, that, you say the name, Black Sabbath, say it with me, Black Sabbath. It's got that power. It's like people turn their head and look at you. Black Sabbath. And it just rolls off the lips, right? Black Sabbath. And you can stick your chest out when you say it too. Make sure you curl your arms a little bit. Black Sabbath, with your left foot standing out forward and shit, Yeah, classic superhero pose. Yeah. So that was a hard name to kind of top or to even measure up with. Okay, Black Diamond because of Kiss song and shit, right?
Yeah, great song.
Yeah, okay. And that didn't work and shit. So it was later on it was in August, September. I saw Richard Pryor. He had his television show on. At this time, I was down south in Margaret, Alabama with my father, spending time with him because we hadn't met before. Because something that happened between him and my mom, where she cut up all his clothes and set them in a little pile and set them on fire and stuff,
All right.
People don't realize women are real treacherous. Excuse me while I look over my shoulders. Make sure there ain't no female fans snuck in. Or the girls next door. You got to be careful. I learned their secrets. If they knew I knew what I knew, they would take me out. So, but anyways, and he did his little Black Death skit. And I said, Death, Black Death. And it's one of those moments where you smack the palm of your hand upside your back of your head. And you're like, why didn't I think of that? Because It's so simple. The bubonic plague, Black Death. Because when I was called the band Black Diamond, it was inadequate, but it was like going into because of the D. Black Death. But I didn't think that. I went with Diamond and shit. Okay, so Richard Pryor gets credit. All right. Damn it, again. Okay. First, Jimi Hendrix gets out here before me. Of course, he was born before me. Okay. And now Richard Pryor comes up with the name for my band. Tarzan. Actually, blessings. So anyhow, this stuff, we jammed, and they did not have a spick a metal between, and they had their friends down there too. See what they were weekend warriors. These blokes, they were making, which was good money at that time, back in 1974, $15 and $20 an hour, working jobs like at Warner, Swayze, and RTA, and Phil was a veteran. He didn't get drafted. He was working for RTA when it was CTS, and he wanted to go to Vietnam.
Oh, wow.
And he kept his job, when he came back and shit, and he's deceased too, Phil. you know, another Marine. Simple fire, Phil. Okay. So anyhow, and shit, and you know, I was jammed with them, and I'm like analyzed because they had some guys, a motherfucker pick up a tambourine and he think he in a band, can't sing a lick, can't even sing in key, and then you got another motherfucker over there shaking the maracas, you know, and they in the background trying to sing harmony. Hey yo, what the fuck, motherfucker? This ain't Jungle Island. What the fuck is this shit? And then they was trying to play. Well, it was a fucking Beatles song, John Lennon, I believe. Holy rollers, he got hair down to her knees. Got to be a joker or whatever. Come together. That song. Okay. They were playing shit like that. And some soul songs. The one song I played with them, tried to play with them, is a Temptation song. Can't get next to you, girl. Can't get next to you. And it was an arrangement that the bass player, Herbie, who introduced the soul for the guitar spot, you know, it was an arrangement of his. Because I wanted to play metal. And they didn't know, they didn't even know any Black Sabbath. You know, it was all this Steely Dan like type of shit, you know, or who's the mother? Riding on the horse with no name, type of shit like that, you know, the hippie shit. What the fuck? And it wasn't the psychedelic hippie shit, it was the commercial hit hippie shit at the time, and Beatles type of shit, you know. And I'm like, oh no, this can't go on. So, but see, at the time, you got to understand that these guys, they were in their mid to late 20s when I met them. Oh, okay. And here I am, 18, just, you know, getting out, 18 going on 19, getting out of high school. So, oh, who are you, young whippersnapper? You know, and they kind of, they was aware of the, how can I put it? Oh, the charisma. You know, like I've been told many times, I could have went into politics and shit, you know, and hey, Donald Trump was our president, so hell yeah, I could have probably won too and shit. Okay. Oh, the heavy metal fan base and shit is a lot bigger. It crosses all party lines and shit. What, is that the aim? Okay. The Headbangers ticket. Right. The Headbangers Ball ticket. Hell yeah.
I like it.
Fuck yeah. Shit. My fellow Americans, we're going to listen to metal. We'll no longer be ostracized. We're going to convert your places of worship into weekend heavy metal jams. Okay.
I like
You can keep your preachers and you can do it in the basement. But we're taking over the pew and the stage.
That's good.
And if you call the Pope on us, it don't mean a damn thing because it still won't work. Okay. All right. Or the Islamic Pope, you know, whatever the fuck. Whatever fucking bloody popes, whoever your religious fucking characters are. Bring them. Okay. Bring on your Benny Hinn's. And that real motherfucker that looked like a devil, you can't tell me that puppet headed face motherfucker don't look. What the fuck is his name? Kenneth Copeland and shit. And Grace Cathedral and shit. You seen the look on these blokes' faces and their eyes. See, I look at the eyes and shit. I said, that motherfucker looked like he fucking just hit an 8-ball, smoked the 8-ball. Look at his eyes and shit. You know, and he all, I feel good. I'm quite sure you did. Did you save some for anybody else? But anyways, well, actually, they probably smoked the good shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been quit that shit years ago. But anyways and shit, yeah, I love money. And I like clean coochie and shit. Okay, right. But yeah, But you ever get falsely accused of something and you find it's proven by the law that you didn't do it and shit, that makes you gun shy and shit. Oh, I'm not sticking shit in nothing right now. Nope. Nope. I just dodged the bullet. Thank good for forensic evidence.
Yeah.
All those years of watching Law and Order finally paid off.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped watching it. Every now and then I'll go back, I'll reminisce. But nah, I just concentrate on my music and everything, things of that nature. So anyways, we jammed for a bit. And then I think I left in August. August is when I left to go down to Alabama, Birmingham. I didn't know if my grandparents gave me a one-way ticket. I thought it was a round-trip ticket.
Oh, no.
I thought I was just going, hey, Dad, how you doing? Nice to meet you, because I had a fucking job here in Cleveland, working for Cleveland Clinic at that hotel over there on 100th and, what is that, Carnegie? Yeah. So, but anyways, matter of fact, that morning, because I left at night, that morning when we was in Nashville, Elvis probably was sitting on the toilet then. Because by the time I got to Birmingham, it was all on the news. The king is gone. Wait a minute, let me get my Elvis voice together. It'll help if I had my beer. Hello, did you hear that? Okay. Hell, I could have walked or rode my bike to the store and still did the interview. What the fuck?
They went on an adventure, it seems like.
Hell yeah. So anyhow, so I'm down there August. And I don't come back to Cleveland until January 1st, the day after, either New Year's Day, I think it was. Yeah. After leaving from Miami, Florida, back up to Birmingham, then from Birmingham. Yeah, I went on my adventure. Quite try saying Kung Fu the flute. Okay. All right. And that little melody line was cool. I was like, say, damn, if you play that on guitar, that would sound good.
Yeah.
You know, so so my guitar influences, cheesy television shows, theme songs from the 60s. The 70s got a little too happy with that Three's Company type of shit. Okay. We're not happy, damn it. So anyways, when I come back, I'm leaving a Greyhound bus station right on Chester. As soon as I leave the station, the fucking snow is practically up to my knees. Because that was the year of the big snowstorm in 78, right?
Right.
And because I saw it, I was in the hotel room with the air conditioner on down in Miami. I said, damn, look at that. Detroit, Chicago, Buffalo, New York, Cleveland, everywhere and shit. Even that little bloody place over there in Shukenawa. Okay, I fucked that one up and shit, you know. If I was typing this out, you have time to edit shit, you know. Oh, it makes it look like you just said it in one steady stream of conscious. So I come back, and again, understand, they still wasn't playing heavy metal at that point. Okay, it wasn't until I come back after my sojourn and shit, like at the beginning when they show the credits and they show how he got them dragons on his arm after he was lifting that fucking hot ass fucking brazier, okay, and how he comes stumbling out the cave, rocking side to side like that, hold his arms like that. That's the way I was when I came back with when I came back and hooked up with the guys in 78. I think it was February or March maybe. But anyways, but it was a little strange and shit for them. You see, while I was down in Miami, I had my hair done and stuff. So I got this big, huge afro. That's why I say I was the first heavy metal hair guitar player.
Ah, nice.
Right. There wasn't no heavy metal on the West Coast either. Maybe Sirifungal. Okay. But
yeah, Sirifungal. Yeah. Great band.
Yeah, but they wasn't a hair band, dude. They were hippies. Oh my God. Oh, tease me, why don't you? At least it's the corner, Siki. Throwing it around like, tell us all you know. And you can have this corner.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Johnny's kids, it's not mine. But anyways, back to the ranch. So we hook up, and how I got them, because I had the Scorpions in Trance record, right? Thanks to Squeaky. And what I was doing, what I did was play the songs for them. You know, let them listen to the record. And I'm like, we could play this because ain't nobody playing this. Ain't nobody playing this here in Cleveland. You know, probably ain't nobody doing this in the States. We could do this. Okay. And because you know that in Trance, it was kind of like gloomy a little bit. Yeah. Summer days gone, listen to the evening wind singing tales of terror. Into my life be gone, your life colors deep, you know, colors deep. They say our life is gone. Ooh, ooh. Okay, you know, well, okay. Without me fucking up the song, I'm trying to hum. Okay. And then the song that really started got him was Top of the Bill. Because that was the first song by the Scorpions that I heard. So Judas Priest came to Cleveland, Agora, the second time they came to Cleveland. And I think Stained Class was out. No. The after Stained Class. Just Living After Midnight was on the motherfucker. They played that. And they played Green Man Alicia.
Oh, awesome.
What album was that? Well, British Steel. That was.
Is it British? I think it is British Steel, right? Maybe.
Sure. The one with the mannequin with the sunglasses and.
Oh, that's Stained Class. That's Stained Class.
Okay, but they had two with a mannequin's head. He had the leather hat get on it.
Hellbent for Leather.
Hellbent for Leather. That album.
Yeah.
They opened up with a Hellbent for Leather. Yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. And when they saw Judas Priest on stage, they felt the music. That was all it took. And they said, oh, I get what you're talking about now, as far as the look and how it went with the music. And Priest was real theatrical back then and shit, you know. Yeah. He came out there with the little Nehru Priest shit on, Catholic shit. I think he snatched it off. And he was pure Rob Halford and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. One moment. One moment.
What are you drinking, my friend?
Drinking a little red Stripe.
All right. I love it.
And my favorite.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. I usually like to go for some of the German lagers too.
Yeah. Nice.
Like vitamins, however you pronounce it. Okay. So far, so good. No busted beer bottles. Okay. I keep a thermos at my feet. In front of my phone. It's my footstool.
I like it. Oh, there you go.
I'm in. every time somebody asks me to do one of these things, I'll be like, with trepidation, oh, I don't fucking do it. Oh, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Then when I get there, you can't get me. It's time to leave the park. It's got to close. No, I'm not finished. I got more jokes to tell and more stories. I don't know if I'll ever get to write a book.
Yeah.
So anyways, after that, oh, the thing about the charisma thing, they peeped that. But you know, like a lot of people talk a good game, but they don't back it up. Like nobody went and got their equipment, serious equipment, until after I got my marshal. Okay. And see, and I wasn't able to do that until after I came back from down south and came back up here, and I got another job to replace the job that I had lost. As a matter of fact, they had held it for me for 2 or 3 months. They still had a check of mine at Cleveland Clinics. But anyways, I finally get, when I come, you know, I got my income tax check that Monday. Might have been that Monday. I'm thinking it was a Monday because they come out on Saturdays and Mondays, something like that. But anyways, when I got it, I immediately cashed it, hopped on the bus, went up to Mayfield and Lee, and went to Barry's Mayfield Music to buy my first Marshall amp head. And also to mark that day, the police, as soon as I get inside the store, because I'm dressed in all my leather and black and shit, all black, you know. Pretty much how you see me on stage, that's how I dressed it, you know. Okay. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Shit. Are you kidding? I had to be in a heavy metal band. You get to walk around looking like a comic book superhero all day long and nobody bats an eye.
I love it.
Yeah. And I get to stand at, you know, I'm at the checkout counter at the grocery store and shit. And the chick asked me how I'm going to pay, cash or debit card. I stick my left foot forward, put my right shoulder back, cop that classic superhero pose. Credit card. Okay. Well, I might say cash. But anyways, okay. So anyways, we had come to rehearsal Monday. I got my marshal. I tell you, by that motherfucking, the next fucking day, Greg had his marshal stack. Phil went and bought his Ludwig drum set.
Nice.
Yeah. And I think Daryl, he went and bought was Gerald in the band then? Had Daryl Harris, I'm trying to think, had he joined the band then? He wasn't in the band when I took Phil and Greg to the see Priest and shit.
Oh, okay.
Matter of fact, I think I paid for somebody's ticket too so they could go along with us, you know. One of the band members. Anyway, it didn't matter. Mission was accomplished. They got it. They started Priest. They got it. And they still, I'm happy to say, they're still in heavy metal.
Yeah.
But there was no metal in them before I got there. That's why I'm the Iron Messiah, the Resurrector. Okay. So anyways, after all of that nonsense, you'll see they were like, well, I guess they have some previous experience where motherfuckers talked a big game, and then when it came down, they didn't produce. You know, okay. So anyhow, so we got to working on the songs and shit. And then once you got the Marshalls and you hear it, because we had the record player, a little turntable down there. You know, like one of those little kitty deals and shit with the speaker on the side.
Yeah.
The gray deal and shit. The cavity comes out the top and shit, you know, flick the switches and shit. Okay. Anyways, so we going back playing it part by part, you know. Of course, I'd already learned the song beforehand, but showing them, okay, here is how this go. Okay. And I would like go each part. And see, that was another reason why a lot of those songs turned out to be as long as they were, because we kept going over playing the parts over and over long so they could get familiar with playing the part. And then after a while, you get used to playing it like that long, like say like a Stand on a Dream wasn't supposed to be 15 to 18 minutes long and stuff, you know.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't the 60s no more, or the 70s.
Yeah.
Okay. But well, actually, it was the 70s. Shit. Yeah, because that's got my Marshall in 78. But anyways, so what happened next?
Well, I guess you guys.
So we go out and we played. It's a joint called Charlie's Tavern here in Cleveland on St. Clair. It was right over somewhere between 40th and 55th, somewhere along there. All right. And this is back in the days and shit, you know, where, you know, back dressing room deals were done and shit, and bands wasn't paid so much in cash as other illicit substances and shit, you know. So anyways, we say, well, we can give you free beer. Here's a bag of Black Beauties. It was 99 of them, I counted. And yeah, somebody had some cocaine and shit, you know. Here. So I wasn't, you know, I really wasn't into drugs and shit. You know, when I did try them, I wanted to try them, not to experiment. I wanted to know what each effect was. So if somebody tried to slip me something, I would know what the fuck immediately what it was that was in my system.
Right.
And how to, you know, act accordingly, you know, deal with it accordingly. But I snorted a fucking big line of that fucking shit. Fuck that. Okay, that's the first time I snorted coke too. But anyways and shit, we went and did the show, right? This is our first time playing in front of an all light-skinned audience and shit. You know, I don't like to say black or white and shit, because obviously you're not white. Your t-shirt is, and I'm not black. But your t-shirt and my t-shirt is black. Okay. So we'll say light and dark. How's that sound? Okay.
I like
Sweet.
that.
Okay.
Like that.
And guess what? We're all Americans too. But so,
And we're all metalheads.
Right.
At least here.
So we play, right? Because we walk in the joint and shit, and everybody looking at us like, well, what the fuck are these guys doing here? We set up, but it's something about a Marshall amp that just commands respect. People look at it and it's like, oh, it's like a monolith. You know, like a motherfucker's all of a sudden transported to Stonehenge.
Yes.
They've got Marshall stacks. Okay. And look at the drummer. He has a chrome fucking, you know, we look at professional. You know, it looked like we was on the road already and we just stopped to do this show just to take a break or some shit.
Right.
But anyways, we did the first song. And we stopped. And it was quiet. It was palpably quiet for approximately 45, almost 60 seconds. The audience, they just sat there and they just looked at us. And then all of a sudden, you know, we looking at each other and say like, well, what the fuck, did we do something wrong? Okay. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the crowd erupts in this fucking orgy of fucking goddamn thankful display of fucking, yeah, you guys rock. Okay. And that went on. We played like about 10 or 12 more songs, and some shit we just made up along the way. But after each song we stopped, everybody would be quiet, like they were still in shock before they would start to applaud and clap and everything. And I love these stories always, you know, what was the most memorable event memorable event. Okay. My lips are dry. I ain't drank no beer. Okay. Now it's my turn. Vengeance is mine, say Siki. Okay. So the most memorable moment was an actual Wild Wild West style barroom brawl broke out.
Oh shit!
In
Really?
the club.
Holy shit!
Yeah, while we were playing.
Jesus!
While we were, some little guy was down there in the basement, and he was slinging the N-word around, talking about us. And one of the other patrons, who was up there, and he was down there taking a leak too. And he didn't like it because we kicked ass.
Yeah.
And the guy kept talking some more racial shit. And then they started fighting. The fight carried on from the basement up to the top. And it was like motherfuckers going, it was just like the Wild Wild West. I was looking to see motherfucker, Robert Conrad. I was waiting to see him in them tight pants and a little tight jacket come sliding down the goddamn, because they had a saloon type of bar, just straight. The fucking inside of the club looked like straight out the fucking Wild Wild West.
Wow.
Even with pictures of beer. So they're fighting, right? And we're still playing. This is another amazing moment. Two blokes were like on the side of me and my amp, and they were fucking tussling each other, and they bumped into my fucking amp stack and was about to lean over. They both stopped in the name of peace and made sure that my amp didn't fall. They both set it back up, made sure it was steady.
That is awesome.
And then they started fighting again. Ain't that a bitch? And we kept moving and we kept playing and shit, because I was saying, I just bought this damn thing. You can't fuck this up. Don't knock it over. No, my amp,
Wow.
And I had a chick gave me a pitcher of beer. So in the heat of the moment, I'm trying to, chug the beer and shit. Trying to be Conan, all barbarian. Ha ha ha. By crumb, no, this was by Stroh's. Okay, yes. On tap. Okay. Nasty shit. Okay. Oh, you did have beer. Signing out on the A. Okay. So anyhow, I'm chugging the beer down and shit. And I meant to dramatically slam the pitcher down on top of the bar. Instead, I guess I was just a little too excited and too exuberant, and I smashed it to smithereens. Beer and glass going everywhere, and they thought that, and the fight stopped after that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, everybody stopped. It broke down. Because the way I hit it was like bam, like that's probably where Marvel got the idea, where fucking Thor hits the hammer on the ground. Bam! And the shockwaves.
That is crazy.
So that was our first gig.
Wow. That's
in front of our audience.
First gig.
Our first gig in front of our target audience, right?
That is crazy.
Because we knew who our audience was. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyways, so after that, we I think Snake Rock might have been there.
Oh, yeah?
Snake Rock might have been there. Yeah, because after that, he got us asked us if we wanted to play a gig with them downtown at some place called the Happy Apple or something. It was some club. It was a 3-floor deal where disco was on the second floor because they had to look, excuse me, like that block glass like you have on the side of the house.
Yeah.
You know how some clubs had the stage like that with the lights underneath, colored lights. And then the third floor was dancing or techno or some of the shit. And the first floor was with the restaurant, the bar. and Rhythm and Blues or whatever the fuck. So we did that show with them, and that's where I found out that fog juice, the fog mist, and that fucking glass block shit. No, that ain't a good match if you wearing motherfucking biker boots with no grips under the bottom.
Oh no!
I almost slipped and busted my ass. But I played it off and made it look cool, like it was in. I did that on purpose and shit.
Nice.
Yeah, because it's all in how you know with them gymnasts, they say that they tag the landing. It don't matter what the fuck you do. If you miss the landing, they gonna like, oh. So, but I tagged the landing and shit. And then I did a little pose when I was holding my guitar, and I said, Siki Spacek.
It's part of the show. It's part of the show.
Yeah. So, and from there, Snake, that's where things got real interesting after that. Then Snake told us about the pop shop. He got us over there at the pop shop. And it was from there because there weren't no other heavy metal bands around locally around that time. We were talking about, this is 79. Yeah, about 78, going to 79 or something like that. Okay. And what happened? Oh, what the fuck happened? Oh, he got us asked. We did a show with him at the pop shop. Okay, because Snake was real cool with Chris. It was Chris. What was his name? He used to be at Ward Records on the West Side. I forget the name of his band at the moment. It escapes my memory. But anyhow, after we did that thing with him at the pop shop, then he hooked us up to the, what was it called? The Smiling Dog, Deputy Dog Saloon. They used to be called the Smiling Dog or something on West 25th, down from Metro Hospital. Okay. And that became one of our spots, that and the pop shop, And but us playing at the pop shop, that opened the doors for all the other local Cleveland metal bands to get in and stuff. Cool. Because they wasn't being allowed to play, And another thing, every time we played, we were always, because again, there was no other heavy metal bands and shit. And then the ones that were beginning to come out, they wasn't letting them get no play until, we broke that barrier there at the pop shop, And because we were always playing with all kind of eclectic acts, George Thorogood and the Destroyer, the fat guy, Leslie West on guitar. Yeah, we'd play with punk bands and
That's cool.
Some of everybody. We played with the Adults. They were a punk rock band. The Adults, Snake Rock, the Adults, and Black Death. I think we were the last band to play at the original, before they call it the Fantasy, Pirates Cove.
Oh, okay.
When the Pirates Cove was in the flats. Yeah, that was back in the day. But then after that, then we started getting the lights, and Destructor, Breaker, and Shock Paris, Sorcerer, Stealer. Things were a little bit more open on the west side. The Deputy Dog started before the pop shop, letting the bands come in having heavy metal shows. Because when they let us play, we packed the place and shit, back in the day and shit.
Yeah.
So, it did it so good that this one time when we were in the studio working on the first record, they wanted us to come and play, do a show that Friday. After we explicitly and repeatedly told them that we couldn't do the show that Friday because we would be in the studio. Do you know what they did? They went on ahead and they booked us anyway in the page in the Scene magazine.
Wow.
So our fans would have showed up, right, looking for Black Death, and they would have saw these other bands, you know, and so it was an attempt to make money off our audience by saying that we were going to be there after telling them that we weren't going to be there, couldn't do it. But aha, the plot thickens, because this is what happened and shit. What happened was this: that studio date, it got canceled. That session got canceled for that Friday, and we had saw in Thursday or Friday's Scene magazine, and they said, "Hey man, you see the shit they say we playing?" We told them motherfuckers we gonna go play, and when we got down there, oh boy, was they shocked to see us, because we had already had the equipment and everything loaded up in the U-Haul, because we was gonna go to the out to Britain Square Sound. But once that got canceled, we said, well, fuck that. We gonna go up here to the show up at the show and see what the fuck is up and see what they gonna do then and shit. You could tell that they knew we wasn't coming to play the show, because they didn't hire the PA guy, the sound guy. So they didn't even have no motherfucking professional sound system up. They just had some rinky-dink karaoke, pre-karaoke deal set up for the other bands and shit who weren't that were lesser known. I think Cerebus was playing, and not Sorcerer, but Cerebus, not Steeler. That was one of Juan Ricardo's bands, Steeler. Not them. Fuck. Well, it was one of those fucking local bands and shit, you know.
Right.
Whose fortunes weren't that you know what I mean. They only went so far and shit, you know. Right. But they did their contributions and they rocked, they kicked ass and shit, you know. What the hell and shit. Yeah, and people ask me, you know, no, I would not want Metallica money. I would not want to be out there doing that crazy touring and shit like they done and they do. No, 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 and no, double no again. Hell no. I'll record and do select shows and shit. Oh yeah, I was about that back then and shit. And I said, well, how the fuck you think you're gonna get me to England? I'm not getting on an airplane. Yeah. Can it take a boat?
Yeah. Sorry. Turn this back on. All right, cool. I'm back. Sorry.
We're back.
We are back. All right. So I wanted to ask you about this amazing album. I wanted to ask you about this. It's so great.
That album. What do thou needeth to know?
Well, tell me about the recording process and the writing process and kind of how it all came to be.
Okay, well, quite a few of those songs on that album, excuse me, I've been hearing in my head before I even learned how to play a guitar. Streetwalker's one, and Streetwalker, When Tears Run Red. I had the singing, you know I had the vocal melody line down before I came up with the music. You know, because I like this kind of show tuning, like, you know, when tears run red, when tears run red, well, when tears run red, you know it's destiny, girl. You know, because I had to watch the Dean Martin instead of Frank Sinatra. So Tom Jones was my shit, though. Yeah, I've been in love so many times. I thought I knew the score, and they threw panties at him. I said, "Yep, I got to be an entertainer." Yeah, they threw panties at Elvis too, but you know. So what happened with the process? Okay, as far as writing the songs. Some of them I just wrote them. Some of them were written like within the span of a week and a half. like The Hunger, Black Death. That was something semi, I could say, was floating in my head before I learned how to play guitar, or while I was learning. It was, the idea for it came after I heard Black Sabbath's first album. And I heard Black Sabbath, their signature song. And I'm like, okay, Black Sabbath. Remember? Say that name, Black Sabbath. Okay, so that's a powerful name, okay, right? So I say, what can reckon with Black Sabbath? That name, so Black Death. Okay, like just picture Meista explosion. A matter of fact, and that's a shame, the best motherfucking death metal band that I like is a goddamn cartoon show, Metalocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because they sound good. Because some of the songs, the music, if you put a real singer with it, with something, a more vocal singer, right? The shit would like fit, because it sounds like that Swedish metal,
Yeah.
It's the final countdown. Except it's played like a 78, like you playing a 78 record. And then you got a lot of that arpeggio shit again. But anyways, I like the cartoon.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But you can hear Nathan Explosion saying, when you say our name against Black Sabbath, and then he'll say Black Death, Nathan Explosion. Okay. So anyways, so that kind of inspired, but I wanted to be heavy, powerful. I wanted to be like, this is apocalyptic shit, because Black Death, I was like, imagine it like, what Kiss could have done. Yeah, fucking good idea. Except we were Kiss that didn't need makeup, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's my joke. Yeah, right. Tough crowd tonight. Okay. Give me a little comedy writer. Okay. Oops, I make this shit up myself. Okay. That's what happens when you don't have enough money to pay for writers. Okay. And so anyways, I wanted it to be, because the songs that, I write, they're somewhat not quite your normal heavy metal songs, like as far as the structures in certain cases or the phrasing, like a song like The Last Prophet and the Rise of the Beast. Okay. I think you might have heard of that one.
Yeah.
It's not on that record. It should have been. I wanted it on there, but that's okay. We got it on the second one, the Return of Our Messiah album. Anyhow, that sound that, and again, orchestration. I like orchestrated because I like classical music. So like, the drums come in with the big drums, coming in when we all come in crashing. Bah, 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 boop, 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 boop. The drums, like you see the orchestra like in Fantasia, and the guy hitting the big kettle drum. Do, 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 do. Dum, 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 dum. That's my little short burst of soprano.
I like it.
So anyways, writing the songs, I would write the songs up, come up with an idea maybe at work. At that time, my job, they had laid me off. After I told them we was getting ready to start doing the round, they laid me off so I'll be able to collect some money while we were doing the course of making this record. Okay. And I love them guys for that. Okay. I used to work at Austin's Finishing Company. Okay. On some street called Reno, 93rd, off 93rd and Reno. So anyways, I write a song. I would get an idea for something or snatch some of that shit that I was hearing in my head, little ideas, and some of it wasn't like the Streetwalker. It was other parts of it. What turned out to be Streetwalker is just a part of what I was originally hearing to get the idea to write Streetwalker, you know. But it wasn't until I couldn't bring it in, make it a reality or make it a solid construct until after I had to learn to play guitar. I had to learn, you know, I had to go through my training.
Right. Yeah.
That is getting to know what the metal was, the songs and the structures and blah, blah. And there's certain bands whose styles were similar of what I had in mind or wanted to do and stuff, you know. And so that's why you just can't say one band. You listen to Black Death, you can't say, we might remind you of somebody, but you can't say we sound like anybody.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, or every song doesn't sound the same.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of bands, you know, they albums, the songs kind of follow the same pedestrian. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm in a hair metal band. I play in a hair metal band. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dirty hair metal band. Okay. My long, luxurious locks and shit, you know. No, I don't have a haircut. I got my hair brushed back and shit.
Nice.
You know, and I didn't shave. I said, no, let me do this impromptu. Because this is the quarantine, man. Look at us. We've got beards now and shit. See, I can't do that. I try to grow it and don't go no further than like this. So I always look like a bum, some shit, you know. Okay. All I need is a plaid shirt and a cup and stand downtown. Anyways. Yeah. Change, mister. Or have my guitar with me. So, you know, I would write the songs and then I would come up with the idea. I would fuck around with it because you take my guitar to work too. A lot of times you take my guitar to work. So lunchtime I could work on something. That was even before the album came up. Because we had trips to the studios on a few other occasions before going to the album. To the studio to do the album. Matter of fact, the studio we used to do the album was the last studio, the last demo we did before the record was done at that studio.
Oh, okay.
You know, Britain Square Sound, yeah. And we were their first client. They had just opened up. We were their first client. They did television commercials and, you know, blah, 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 all this. And at the time, they had the state-of-the-art mixing board and all this sound get up and shit, you know? Yeah, where the fucking things that never ceases to amaze me and shit, where you see the motherfucker hit a knob and all the switches on the board, they move by themselves and shit. And I have to get back and like, you know, like Conan and put my arm up like, what sorcery is this? I can't see. You probably can see me full screen. I can't see my arm. Can you see my hand waving?
Yeah.
You can see me waving the blunt. I can't see shit. I got that little box at the top and shit. It makes my head look big. Actually, I don't have a big head. That's my ego. I try to keep it contained.
Nice.
See, that's why I got this, the belt, the crown of metal, the heavy metal belt and shit. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and that's my belt right there.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
That's because Black Death is still the reigning North American continent heavy metal hard rock champion, according to the BBC Rock Hour.
Oh, nice.
They had a contest sometime back in 1983 before we went to do the studio in 84 to cut the record. It was the Cleveland metal album. It was Taken by Force was the song that won it for us. We had Taken by Force and Until We Rock was the other second song we did.
Nice, cool.
And right, we were the first song we opened up. We were the first track on the Cleveland metal album. That's where you first hear the witches cackle.
Did
Here
you
we go. All right. Yeah.
Did you
Shit,
have
man. So what you had something to say?
I was gonna ask you, did you have a sense of kind of how important you would be? I mean, I guess my question is, and I'm not stating this very well, but I'm curious if you had a sense of how impactful you guys really were at that time in terms of being the only Black American heavy metal band. Like, did you have a sense, or were you just kind of like, you know, we're just thinking about the music, or did you have a sense of like, wow, we're doing something really big here. We're kind of changing the scene.
Actually, we thought we were just a heavy metal band. We knew that we were only all Black, you know. We started out, and then there was our brothers over there on the West Coast, Stone Vengeance. They came out in the 70s also, but they came out a year after us, I believe, in 78 or something like that. Yeah. And then Sound Barriers, my brother Spacey T. Singleton's band, and Bernie K. Yeah, Sound Barrier. They were the first all Black heavy metal band. Oh, there's that word again. All Black heavy metal. Okay.
I mean, it's
right. It is what it is. I know. To get a major record label deal.
Yeah.
Right. And see, and that's why, and this is fucked up. That's why this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a bunch of bullocks. It's a bunch of fucking bullocks. Like, this album has been out long enough, more than long enough to qualify to be in a rock hall. And local to Cleveland, we can't even get in the Cleveland local scene section of the fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And you know why? Because the Ray weren't on a major record label. Independent fucking labels like Auburn Records and Weird War and shit like that, they wouldn't count. They don't count.
Lame.
That's kind of fucking bullshit, man.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, and to it, actually, that line of thinking came after the fact. Because at the time, we were just, hey, we're the heavy metal band. We're the first heavy metal band in Cleveland. The biggest draw at that time is in Cleveland. Okay. And we were just trying to get to the next level, you know, to where we can go and play out of town or you know, or go like they were before the album was about to be released. Bob Sargent, Bill Peters, and there was another friend of ours in theirs. He was also a DJ. I think his name is Doc. They called him Doc. You know, he kind of reminds you of that bloke that rode the motorcycle on 21 Jump Street. The bad guy that rode the Harley did. Had the shades and shit. You know, Jimmy Dean. Well, they were talking about us going over there to Europe and shit to play or some shit.
Wow. And
he was telling us how he lived for a whole month, 30 days in Europe on $1,000 and shit, right? And they were like, yeah, I know. I had that look on my face too. Yeah. Even back then, $1,000 shit. Shit was high back then too. So anyhow, we was gonna do that because we figured we get down there and then try to get on to one of those. Because remember, the new wave of British heavy metal thing was really beginning to happen then. You know, right there, 84, right? And the deal was that we were gonna try to get it set up to where in 1985, you know, we would go over there and do some shows, and then try to, but that's where they fucking lost me, try to buy our way on somebody's tour, like to open for them. Yeah, there's some crazy shit, and I'm like, where the fuck did this come from? I've heard of something similar like that, like the tour package or some bullshit. But and you still got to be responsible for getting to the show yourself. You don't ride on the fucking limousines with the headline and act. No. So, anyways, so and that. Now, see, understand. I'm a musician, Sagittarius, all that, and again, like I said, I like classical music, I like order, and the thing of it is, if I'm learning and playing to get my playing and skills level better, why isn't the next man next to it? Right. Okay. And I'm telling you, tell them all what we have to do in order to sound right, be right, and how it goes. This is metal. Okay. And one of the main things, you got to practice your chops for your guitar playing.
Yeah.
Because if you listen real closely to the album, I think the only solos of Greg that you hear is like at the end on the first song, Night of Living Death. And then right as you hear the solo, then you hear that blank space of air. And you just hear the chorus playing before I go back to the chorus. Tonight. Okay, that's where I was supposed to have my solo at. That's why I was saying earlier about mentioning that I take responsibility for like how that album came out. It came out fucked up, and it was on me because of me worried about a piece of pussy, worried about a woman. Okay, fuck that. Okay, yeah. After putting my family and friends down and let a chick come in and sit and do what they couldn't do, distract me from the music. Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a hell of a lesson to learn, but I faithfully stuck to it. So that's it. Okay. Now, so what happened next and shit? Okay. So we were just to be the first heavy metal band. We looked at our skin complexion as being like our Kiss with the makeup.
Yeah.
Except we don't have to wash our shit off. That was, we didn't think about no historics of that no further than, hey, we're the first heavy metal band in Cleveland.
Yeah. Cool.
And then find out perhaps Ohio. Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't no heavy metal bands out back in 77, 74, 73. Yeah. In Ohio or Cleveland. Yeah. Okay. So, but later on, like, because I'll be honest with you, I walked away from this in 1988 because I got a bit fed up with it. Bill Peters, everybody, trying the pressure of trying to keep the lineup a certain way to appease everyone and shit. Because when we started this, I never thought, actually, to be honest with you, I thought I would be playing in a white band. I didn't, when I was first playing, until Squeak and them hooked me up with Phil and them. Because finding brothers that was in the heavy metal was so few and far between.
Yeah, man.
Which is still a problem right now here in Cleveland. Now, if I was in New York, fucking Chicago, if I was in Texas with my brother Rodney Mathis and stuff, I called him the Texas Iron Messiah. Okay, we kind of bear a little resemblance, and he would be. I wish he would be perfect to be in Black Death. Yeah. He calls his band called Black Sunday. Okay, now, Okay, Black Sunday, Black Sabbath, Black Sunday. Okay. Oh yeah, and then in LA, there'd be no problem. Detroit is, but Cleveland, oh no, oh no, and shit, Hey everybody, pay attention. Yeah, I was looking at the motherfuckers over there too. Ain't nobody sitting in that chair though. Nobody that you can see, but I can see. If there are any, here goes that word again. If there are any black metal bass players or guitar players and stuff that want to play in Black Death, contact me.
Yeah,
I'm not hard to find.
No.
All man Drake on fucking bloody. Matter of fact, you can just contact Victor. He'll let you know. In the comments.
I'll hook you up. I will hook you up.
Yeah. Okay. Now, pending that miracle happening, whoever the fucking bloody hell I can find that wants to jam and can play will be in Black Death. I don't give a fuck if they black, white, or whatever and shit. As long as they ain't no motherfucking goddamn devil worshiping demon. Okay. As long as they're not a clone, as long as they're not working for the Illuminati. Okay, we send your post on Facebook.
There you go.
You can't tell them that the earth is flat. Oh yeah. You know what? We're probably gonna have to do a part 2 to this motherfucker.
Yeah. I did want to.
Oh hell yeah.
I did want to.
I got lots of shit.
Sorry, I did want to ask you. I don't want to keep you all night, but I did want to ask you. I do have one last question for you, and then we can wrap this up. But I wanted to ask you. So my blog is Brews and Tunes. So I pair heavy metal with beer, craft beer, and so Siki's hanging out on a Sunday night, chilling out. What beer are you drinking, and what album are you spinning?
Well, right now I'm drinking my Belgian beer. That's right. Only goddamn thing the French did right? Aside from French fries is good beer, Stella Artois. Okay. Why did I say that? I don't even know the French. Okay. They might be nice folks. Fuck them. Now, what am I spinning? I'll tell you what I was spinning. Ever since I got that fucking Amazon Fire Stick and unlocked the secrets to my smart TV. What the fuck button did I hit to do this? I've been watching these TV series on Netflix and shit. Right now I'm on some shit called Penny. What did they call it? Penny.
Penny Dreadful.
What did you say?
Penny Dreadful.
Yes, Penny Dreadful. Fuck yeah! I'm in season 3, episode 3 or 4. Dracula's entered the trade now. Not quite the Dracula I was expecting, but they finally showed a Dracula because the other bald head vampires wasn't shit. Okay. No, but as far as spinning, after we hang up, I'm gonna finish my beverage, take a few more puffs, and what I'll be spinning is probably picking up my guitar and playing and shit.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah. Because I got to get these songs, start working to get these arrangements together for the songs now. Because it's July, and Captain Corey Bing and Captain Bob Bronca and I will be getting ready to start the recording process for Breaking the Chains of Hell, the next Black Death album.
Awesome.
What was your other question?
That's
What's
it.
The
Man.
other question?
No, that's I'm excited to hear the new music. Thanks again for chatting with me, brother. This is really cool. This is great talking to you. I'm really excited to hear new Black Death music. That's awesome. That's amazing. To know that's happening is very, very exciting for me, at least, and I'm sure for a lot of listeners too. Because killer band, super influential band, Yeah, this has been great. So thank you so much for chatting with me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, sir.